Joined at this point, Venkateshwara Sharma, former Deputy Director of ISRO, is joining us live, in fact, as well now in the broadcast. How proud a moment is it for you, Venkateshwar seeing this news come in regarding one of our own, who now, of course, is in space, is on his way to the International Space Station, will become the first Indian to land at ISS and only the second Indian in space?
Primarily, a big congratulations to ISRO, in particular, this 140 crore people in large, because of the faith 144 crore citizens held on ISRO, that this mission had been successful. ISRO had always been very accountable. ISRO had always been very conscious about what it does, and ISRO, whatever it did, had been always accounted from the point of view of even the taxpayers' money that is being spent for such a cause. Having said that, if you ask me, this particular activity of sending Shubhanshu Shukla to space is a very well planned activity, and whatever this country does, and in large, and whatever this organization does in particular, they are all well thought about and well planned, from the point of view that the Gaganyaan is yet to take off, is pending for the year 2026-27. That is planned. Mission is 26 and 27, and ISRO had been working on it for last 10 to 15 years. You would have seen 2024 end, and January 13th of 2025, we had the SpaceX experiment, which are all precursor for the Gaganyaan mission. Therefore, if we are planning, if means what? We are going to send the 3 astronauts to space in our Gaganyaan mission during 2026 and 27. Necessarily, we need to have a precursor, like a hands-on experience of sending one of our trained astronauts. Please recall that we had selected the 4 astronauts totally for sending them to space in 2019, and they have been trained at Roscosmos, Russia. They have been trained very thoroughly from 2020 till now at the ISRO Satellite Center, Bangalore. They have been trained at NASA, and it is necessary that we send one of those astronauts to space and get a first-hand experience of. First is the travel, and once he travels, what is the physical, mental, psychological condition, and the second thing is that once he reaches there, docking, and how the docking happens, because we are planning for BSS in 2035 and 2040, that is the space station, where docking is also extremely important. So physically, how do you feel, how an astronaut feels when the docking happens? Then the next is the entering into the ISS, where there is what is called as the airlock room, where the astronauts will be, will be there for about 2 to 3 hours. They'll be completely given a tune-up before they get into ISS, because their condition, physical, mental, psychological condition, and their atmospheric condition, etc., should match when they enter into ISS. Once they enter into ISS, then the experiment starts for 14 days, which has been thoroughly explained by several panelists, etc. And if the experiment is complete, our main takeaway for ISRO will be, from the science and technology point of view, how does an astronaut stay physically, mentally, psychologically fit in ISS condition, and then when he comes back, when he travels back, what type of experience he gets, and once he comes back, what type of rehabilitation has to be done. This is absolutely essential for us to manage our own astronauts, because the entire activity of sending an astronaut, bringing it back, rehabilitation, everything is on our responsibility. So for this experience, part of Gaganyaan, which is about 18,000 to 20,000 crore, budgeted, plan for Gaganyaan. This is one of the planned activity which becomes really, really important, and is going to be a very big takeaway for science, technology, and Department of Space in particular. Of course, other takeaways are definitely there. He is going to interact with PM. He is going to interact with industries. He is going to interact with children. Motivating this country children is one of the biggest, requirement, as the children have to get interest in studies and science and technology. Now we would have seen people, children putting astronaut suits as costumes, going around like I'm also astronaut, and it's a big motivation which is required for this country. And bringing, even the parents also need to be motivated. It is not just the children. Parents also need to be motivated. Therefore, this one
Yes.
of this country.
Yes.
Yes.
Motivation. Also, it will help, of course, that Gaganyaan mission. It's going to be a learning ground, isn't it, for the Gaganyaan mission as well. Shubhanshu Shukla's experiences on this mission will help the others as well, will help him himself as well, of course, as he gears up for that next big mission by ISRO.
Of course, yes. As I said, as part of Gaganyaan mission, it is a 18,000 to 20,000 crore budgeted, element in, Department of Space. One of the projects which has been going on for 10 to 15 years. One of the budgeted element is that, to send one astronaut to space and have that experience. And that experience is something which is to be carried forward. It is not just that, astronaut experiment, even the interaction with other space agencies, interaction with other, stakeholders, interacting with other, culturally different, diversified cultures, things going together, etc. Plus, any contingency, etc., it is also required that other countries back us up. It always happens in space program. You would have seen, even in Sunita Williams' case, you would have seen every country backed the team to bring her back when the Starlink, had an issue. Therefore, it is required from the point of view of the larger interest of the space program, larger interest of the country, that we interact, we interface, and we coordinate and cooperate with other space agencies.
For more such videos, subscribe to the Newsx YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.